Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is another friend died. Well, I've got a couple of videos like this where I talk about the guys I know who passed away at kind of an early age, and I just heard today from my mom. It was kind of her and my dad's friend's son. So yeah, my dad has passed, but my mom is still okay in her 80s, and she's got some friends, and their son, who was just 60, died today. This fellow, very nice. I knew him. I guess I shouldn't really term it a friend because I didn't, we didn't grow up together. We didn't hang out together. It was just let's say a friend of a family friend. Okay, but I think it's appropriate to talk about it, to think about his life, and wish him well in the beyond. And I guess I wish I maybe had spent time with him. Seemed like I did know him a little bit. Our paths had crossed when I visited my parents. I know they thought quite highly of him. Thought very nice fellow, and he was dealt a pretty hard hand with his wife and ex-wife and the kids. So that hard hand he was dealt may have contributed to his illness. I don't know. I certainly would think that the way things worked out for him, that he had enormous amounts of stress, and perhaps that stress contributed to, I believe he had some sort of a cancer that killed him. He had gotten sick about 8 years ago, just at about the same time my dad was getting sick. My dad was uh, he got sick, and then about a year later, my dad passed away. It took him, about a year for his illness to manifest in its ugly form and take his life. This fellow who just died today, younger, I think it probably struck him when he was about 52, and by all accounts, at that time, he was a big, strong, robust guy. Working hard, making money. He had his own business, had a little farm with horses. Kind of a big, tough, powerful guy. And of course, now in his final year or two, not really, right? Just down to nothing, skin and bones, and hopefully he didn't suffer with extreme pain. It sounded like lots of pain medications over the last number of months, to try to ease him to the grave and all of that. But 60 years old, is that old to you? I don't think that's that old. Probably in his last 8 years, he spent most of that time doctoring and probably trying to make a living to pay for all the doctor bills, right? To me, this is just another wake up call to us, to men, to whoever, to people trying to live a good life. Is you don't know exactly how Father Time is going to treat you. If he's going to give you those late 70s, 80s, 90 years, or is he going to come and dole it out early in your 40s and 50s, like early 60s, like a lot of us, a lot of guys that I know have. So I would get busy if I were you and start figuring out what kind of stuff you want to do while you can, while you have an opportunity, strike while the iron is hot. Certainly find ways to relieve your stress. I think stress is the killer of us. Circumstances that we find ourselves in can cause us enormous stress. I know I was under tremendous stress when I was married, and I lay all that out in my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man, the 3-step system, available on the happierman.com website. But I was under tremendous stress at that time, and the only way I could relieve that stress was by leaving her. And it took a long time to get totally away and get everything straightened out from all of that mess. But my stress level, I don't really have any stress. I'm happy to say I'm a very happy man. I've got things running as smoothly as I can. I'm taking the opportunities to have as much fun as I can when I can. I purposefully simplify my life to keep my stress level low. I'm looking for opportunities for fun. I'm planning lots of fun adventures, and I've had a lot of fun adventures. Because I realize I don't know, how do you know you're gonna live a long, long time, right? You can't wait for some arbitrary retirement date to start having fun. You all have weekends, you all have vacation time. String together some of that time and do something that's good for you that you really want to do. I know my friend who just passed, friend of a friend, he doesn't have that, right? His days are gone. Whatever he had planned for this time of his life, he doesn't have it. So I would say use those lessons of men and people you know dying young to kickstart your life, to get going, get rid of the stress you have, whatever stressfulness is causing is work on ways to eliminate it, whether it's the people you're dealing with, whether it's the job situation, whether it's you got yourself in over your head in debts with a lifestyle that's unsustainable. There's always there's ways out of all of that. There's ways out of all the stress. And yes, those ways are pretty darn difficult, but people have worked their way out of problems, and you can work your way out of problems, and you can certainly try to have a little fun before your days are over. So, all for now. Have a good weekend. Give that some thought. Good night.